Hey, everybody. Elgin here. eXp Realty, Elgin and Pilar Walker team. And I want to discuss, because there's a lot of noise out there right now about 6% realtor commission dead and like the whole industry is going to be turned upside down from agents who are panicking as well, buyers and sellers that are not understanding. And on top of that, we're not 100% sure that this is what the final agreement will look like or settlement will look like. But as we speak right now, and if everything is signed the way it is right now, which would be by July 1st, we will have a different way of really disclosing the commission that is paid between buyer and a seller and now buyer from the way this stands. So I'm going to just give a couple of quick highlights and an explanation from what I understand at this time. All right. So the first thing is to remember this, at least in the areas that I work in the part of California I'm at, and my clients, and those of you that are my clients right now that are listening to this will remember on the listing agreement. Previously, the way the listing agreement would be done is there would be how much commission, and the commission's always been negotiable, but agents have what they work for, so there's no standard six commission, but that was quote unquote more normal. But there were agents that worked at 7%, 8%, and some that worked at 2 and 3%. So what normally would happen and was disclosed on the listing agreement was, let's suppose that there was a 6% commission. Then there's also a section which shows how much commission is being offered to a buyer's agent. So let's suppose it was 3% to the listing agent and 3% to the selling agent. Doesn't have to be. It could be whatever the percentages were. So the way it worked was that published commission for a buyer's agent in the MLS. The buyer's agents would know how much their commission would be upon selling the property. That will no longer be allowed. It will not be allowed for the amount of commission offered to be put in the MLS. My understanding is anywhere else. So that doesn't mean that a seller still won't pay commission. That doesn't mean that a seller still can't pay commission. What it means is that it needs to be negotiated sometimes on a deal per deal basis. And from the buyer side, the agents now, and at least what they're looking at our company, must have a buyer's broker agreement signed prior to showing any homes. And on that buyer's broker's agreement, for those of you that have not seen one or not signed one before, there is a place there on how much commission the buyer is willing to pay and that the buyer's agent's willing to work for. And that's going to be on every transaction. Now, that does not mean that the seller can't pay. Instead of, there'll be different wording, different things as part of the negotiation. There are going to be some different forms and contracts that come out. But basically, that's what it would be. So now let's suppose that the buyer's agent is willing, it has a contract with the buyer for a 2% commission. Then when the buyer would be responsible for paying that agent a 2% commission or a flat fee or whatever it is, whatever's agreed upon at the close of escrow. Now let's suppose that the seller is still willing to offer the buyer's agent commission, flat fee, whatever the case it may be. Then at that particular point, the buyer's broker agreement and the buyer's commission would only be paid by the seller. So you're not going to get paid as a buyer's agent like from the seller and get paid from the buyer. You will get paid by one or the other, and you will get paid, the most you'll get paid, from my understanding right now, is based upon the contract that you have signed with the agent that you're going to use to help you. Now, there are a lot of situations to where I'm hearing that there will be different types of buyer broker forms, meaning you may have one that you sign that just allows that agent to show you one particular home. And at that particular point, if you and the agent decide that you're a good fit together, then you would be under a contract for a certain amount of days with that agent, just like sellers are when they hire an agent to sell their home. So, in a nutshell, that's kind of what you're looking at. So, yes, I know that there's a lot of variables. What happens with VA buyers? What happens with low down payment assistant buyer? What happens with all that stuff? Those are schematics of things that need to be worked out to what a buyer can or cannot do, what a lender in a lot of these cases will or will not allow. All of that stuff needs to be worked out. And we should know those things by July. But that's what the premise is now. And most of your real estate companies are going to be and or already are requiring some sort of variation of this. You're going to go show houses, there needs to be a contract. And there needs to be a commission up front that everyone knows is quote unquote transparent. As a listing agent, when you're speaking with your sellers now, you need to explain to them this in detail and that the sellers decide whether or not they're going to offer a commission to the buyer agent or not. That's the truth. Now, in all practicality, does that mean that every listing agent is not going to be offering a commission to a buyer's agent? Who knows, but I don't believe so. I don't believe that that'll be the case, because offering compensation to a buyer's agent, an agent that has buyers, well, that's going to give your home more exposure. It's going to give you more opportunity to sell. So why wouldn't you do that? But we'll see how it all plays out. It's kind of where it is right now. The sky is not falling. Agents will need to learn more, network more, teach more, get more information so they can help you, the consumer, to properly understand what's going on. But there will still be a place for buyers to have proper representation. Hopefully now it'll even be better with the transparency that hopefully this all brings to light. Although, to be perfectly honest, from other points of view and other statistics that we've had in the past, if you were doing business the right way and disclosing things the proper way, everyone already knew what they were looking at. So, any rate, that's all hoopla. So we'll see how it goes. Alrighty? So keep staying tuned to hear, because we're going to have a lot more information on this as it plays out. But these are the things that are happening now. All right? Take care. God bless. And remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition. Things change. And it truly is a great life. Talk to you.